Welcome to Beautiful Day. This is Say It As It Is with, or if you are new to this channel, I read blog post stories, the trending news, the breaking news blog post stories, and I get to read a couple of comments that have been left on this blog post story. So if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe, turn on your post notification, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember that you can leave a comment down below. Today I'm reading from legit.ng and it has the caption, Crisis Rock Synagogue Church as members reject TB Joshua's wife as their new successor, and they of course give their reasons why they don't want her. It's always funny when the owner of a business dies and dies without naming a successor, without naming somebody that is going to take over him. There's always going to be a tussle amongst the living. Who should sit on that seat? Who should run that organization? Who should be in charge? And it's surprising that we are seeing it in the house of God, where we expect some kind of level of organization, where we expect that, codedly or silently or quietly, these things have been, settled. Unfortunately, we are seeing it in the Synagogue Church of our nation, where the late pastor did not leave a name as to who would succeed him when he dies. Typical, like every wife, you think that, because it's your husband, you should be the one that should take over him in his absence. But you forget that the church is not a woman business. Forget the fact that your husband started it, but it's not a woman business. It is a set of rules, set of organizations that have to, be adhered to. If at all that business should continue, did I say business? If at all it should continue just as your husband was alive. Now, many of us are not members of this church. Many of us do not know how things are being run in different organizations. We do not know how things, was run while the late prophet was alive. But if you are a member of the church, or if you're someone who watches the church, you would have an idea that there is a way that this late prophet would have wanted things to run. I'm not saying that what I'm saying is true. I'm just saying based on observation. And one observation is that while the late prophet was alive, his wife, his family were unknown to the public. I don't remember a time so much that I could say that his wife was always on and about the program. He kept her at arm's length. He kept his family away from the church business. He didn't bring them to the public. He didn't bring them to the forefront. He had his reasons. Unlike other pastors, where you get to know their family members, you get to know their wives, you get to know their kids, you get to know basically everything about them. The late prophet TB Joshua was a man of few words when it came to his family, and I think he had his reasons for doing that, and I want to believe that the wife too was okay with it. Now, if he appointed her as successor, it means that a lot of people were not aware, and who are you to question, or who are you to pick against it? But before I say what I don't know, let's read the blog post story and see what the members of the church who are not, agreeing to the fact that she is the new successor, let's hear what they have to say. Some members of the Synagogue Church of All Nations (SCOAN), founded by the late prophet TB Joshua, have reportedly rejected the appointment of his wife, Mrs. Evelyn, as the new leader of the church. TB Joshua, who founded the church, breathed his last on Saturday, June 5th, at the age of 57. He was buried on Friday, July 9th, buried in the presence of family members, dignitaries, and loved ones. Rejecting Evelyn as the leader of the SCOAN, the said church members claimed the late founder expected his successor to be from among the pastors in the church whom he had appointed, and this is according to The Nation. They also alleged that the rule has been swept aside by a few members whom they alleged were building stumbling blocks against the progress of the church. The said church members released a statement under a group identified as Global Congress of the SCOAN Church Members, GCSM. This is according to the New Telegraph. The statement was signed by one Adedeji Okpeyemi, the president of the GCSM, and Secretary Brown Chimezie. It partly read, "We are worried about the emergence of Mrs. Evelyn Joshua, the wife of the late founder, who made unilateral declaration of herself as the new leader of the church. She claimed a congregation of 2,000 church members appointed her. This is ridiculous. Where did the meeting hold? Was it through a yes vote? Was it through election? Was it through anointing by the 2,000 members? Where is the resolution of 2,000 members? Can 2,000 members pick a successor in a church with millions of members all over the world in 5 continents? What is the constitution of the church? Was it followed?" The members also claimed that the late founder never appointed his wife to succeed him. They also accused Mrs. Evelyn of planning to commercialize everything in the church for money. They added, "Mrs. Evelyn Joshua is not a pastor. She was never appointed by Pastor Joshua. She was not part of the founding members of the church. What is the basis of her emergence as the person now parading herself as the new leader?" Meanwhile, Mrs. Evelyn had earlier said her husband remains the general overseer of the church, even though he has gone to join his maker in heaven. She made this known in a video posted on the church's official Facebook page after her emergence as the leader of the church. Mrs. Evelyn also made a clarion call to all partners and members to work hand in hand with her to move the ministry forward. Guys, this is the story about the church members who are not in support of Mrs. Evelyn Joshua as the new successor to the late Prophet TB Joshua. One thing is true. If it is the same God that we are all worshipping, if it is the same God that they are worshipping, that their late prophet was worshipping, and is the same prophet that the lady is worshipping, that the same prophet TB Joshua was worshipping, if you guys understand, then there is no problem. I don't see a problem in if she is the successor, because it is the same church and it is for the good of each and every one of us. If she's monetizing everything as they are saying, only time will tell. But the most important thing is that if they respect the legacy of the late prophet TB Joshua, they should all come together and see that his work, continues. They continue to look after the sheep that he left behind and continue to direct them to the Lord. This is not what we should be reading after the demise of the prophet. This is not what should be going on. They should continue the good work that he left behind for them. So guys, this is the story. What do you have to say? I'd love to hear it down in the comment section, and don't forget that this is Say It As It Is with till I come your way with another beautiful blog post story. It's bye.